ResortLoop.com is proud to be sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea, the official specialty coffee of Disney Parks. You can find Joffrey's Coffee and specialty drinks in the parks, at Disney Springs, or online at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Ho, ho, ho!
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Holidaython continues. I decided, with the great blessings of our friend Len Testa, he decided to come on another show for us. Woo! Thank you, Len. Len, I really wanted to hear your thoughts on the new DVC property, the Riviera.
So there's a lot to like about it. I had heard about the Riviera about a year before construction broke. And what I heard from my Disney insider sources was that it was supposed to be the first of the Disney, air quote here, deluxe DVC resorts. So we all know that Disney's had DVCs for years. Mm-hmm. But their goal with this one was supposed to be a DVC resort that rivaled the Grand Floridian in its opulence, right? So like the flagship DVC resort. Now, granted they've got a Grand Floridian Villas, which is attached to the Grand Floridian, but this was basically Grand Floridian South, if you will, as a DVC. So that was the expectation that we had going in. So it opened on Monday, December 16th. This will not surprise you, Tim, but I showed up at 6:30 in the morning.
As you tend to do.
What? You know, so I had actually, we talked in the earlier show about me getting up early for Rise of the Resistance. So I basically just continued my streak of days in which I woke up at 4 a.m.
Right.
This was another one of them. So I show up at 6:30 and they say the resort's not officially opening until 7, come back at 7. So I come back at 7, huge line to get in, but I eventually get in. And I will say this, the entrance experience, if you're driving or taking a bus, is really, really good. You know how at Art of Animation, from the entrance security checkpoint, you don't go directly. There's not a straight line drive between that and the lobby. Like if you're at Beach Club or Yacht Club, it's basically a straight line where you can see the resort. Mm-hmm. But at the Art of Animation, you sort of curve to the right and curve back to the left, and eventually you get to a point where the entire front of the resort reveals itself to you, right? And the Riviera is like that. You actually go, once you pass the security checkpoint, you drive left of the resort and then sort of make this banking turn back to the right where you see the Riviera Resort on a hill. So you're actually lower than it. You drive up a hill to it. It's really well done for an entrance experience. It makes the resort feel big and grand, even though I think it's only like 300 rooms. It's a relatively small resort.
Yeah, I was going to say it gives you your moment.
Yeah, it's it's nice. Yeah. And it looks really good at night, too, if you're coming in at night, which, let's face it, it's December. It gets night at about 3 o'clock here.
It's night almost all day.
So, it's night at 3 o'clock. The lights are on at 4, right? So, I parked the car, and the first thing that I noticed was they had the entrance experience where you're walking from the valet area to the lobby is very similar to, let's say, the Polynesian. You know, at the Poly, you're walking over that wood bridge and there's a waterfall to your left, and pools of water to your right and so on. They do the exact same thing here. They've got waterfalls on either side of you, but it's in a rectangular sort of formal French style pool. And then, but the water is flowing. You can hear the waterfall sounds. It's very relaxing. It breaks up the noise from the road. Great entrance experience. And right before you get to the doors, right before they open, on either side of you are these little walkways, and one of them has a little table and chairs where you can sit, and it's covered. It's like an arcade, if you will. Okay. And one of them has tables and chairs, and the other one I think they were using for scooter rental storage while I was there. But you could see how it would eventually be another place to sit or relax in front of the resort. So really nice detail right there, very French, very authentic. You see something similar in Disneyland Paris with the arcades that run parallel to Main Street. Same idea here, except they're perpendicular. But anyway, you go in the lobby, and it's all white and gray marble. And it's sort of oval shaped. Have you seen Grand Destino Tower, Tim?
Just pictures. I've not been there yet since it opened.
Okay. So it's or like Kidani, or Animal Kingdom Lodge, where you have a relatively small lobby, and at the end of it, you've got sort of a multi-story floor-to-ceiling glass window area.
Yes.
You've got the same thing here. So in this case, it's 2 stories.
Nice.
2 stories glass, but you can see out the back of the resort. But the lobby itself is relatively small. I would say it's definitely more Kidani size than Animal Kingdom Lodge. White marble everywhere, white walls. The reception and check-in areas are to your right, and bell services are to your right. To your left is the store, the resort's boutique, the gift shop, and then a small cafe called Le Petit Cafe. The first thing that I noticed on the resort in the resort lobby was the artwork. So have you seen the Disney promo artwork for this, where they're saying basically we're going to take European masters, old and new,
Yes.
but then do Disney sort of characters in that art. Okay, and they did. So on the walls of the lobby there are two homages to Henri Matisse, the 20th century painter sculptor, and but it's in this sort of like bold visual style, with lots of bright colors and geometric shapes. Like if you had told me this was a Henri Matisse print, I probably would have believed you. And then only when I looked at it more closely later would I realize that some of those geometric shapes are actually Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Mickey.
Oh wow!
Really well done.
Nice.
Sets the stage for it really well. Very subtle, very. I don't want to use the word sophisticated, but definitely a notch up from your typical Disney character artwork.
Right.
So first place I went, obviously, because it was 7:00 in the morning at this point, was to coffee shop, and this is Le Petit Cafe right off the lobby. Very Parisian look about it. You can buy croissants and other pastries. They've got obviously all kinds of coffees, and then behind this is a little library area where you can sit and drink your coffee and eat your croissant. And when I say it's a library, it's literally lined with bookshelves with books. You can't actually read the books; they're sort of glued in place. But there's a ton of Disney Europe-related memorabilia there, like the first Mickey Mouse doll sold in Europe or whatever. Lots of stuff like that. Really comfortable space, very adult, right? Like you would, as an adult without kids, you would spend hours there relaxing. It feels really good. At night, Le Petit Cafe becomes a wine bar. So you can buy bottles of wine, and then they change out the breakfast pastries for afternoon pastries, which are a little bit more, I guess, appropriate for that time of day. Really like that. Then we walked downstairs and out. So on downstairs, you'll find the quick service restaurant, the Primo Piatto, like first plate. And then we walked outside. So the interesting thing about outside is they've got a bocce court. So lawn bowling for you kids out there.
Right.
They've got 2 pools. So they've got a quiet pool, gated obviously, which is in between the 2 wings of the resort. So if you think of the resort as vaguely U-shaped, the quiet pool is in between the U. The main pool is at one end of the U, the west wing, I believe, and it's the larger pool. Got a great kids area, great kids play area there. Really large, zero entry. Sorry, it's over the east wing. Zero entry pool, large size, excellent kids play area. And Tim, I think Disney should do this for every resort. The kids play area has right next to it an adult bar where you can grab a drink and watch your kids play. Like whoever designed this particular aspect of the resort, whoever designed this little 2-acre area had kids. Right?
There you go.
So that's fantastic. The opposite end over by the West Wing is the Skyliner connectivity to the resort, and you actually pass through a really nice architectural element here. It's an arched walkway with fountains in the middle, but really great tile work. Going from the ground, arched up into the arched ceilings of it, and it's deep blue tile and obviously other colors that show the story of Tangled.
Ooh, nice.
And it's really great tile. I would take a special trip from Epcot over to the Riviera just to see the tile work. It's really that good. Some of the best stuff that Disney's done. It's almost as good in quality as Cinderella Castle. Like,
wow,
very, very close. Yeah.
Wow.
So let's see. That's the restaurants, the bar. There's another restaurant, the sit down place called Topolino's. It's on the 10th floor, and I actually went there for breakfast after I was walking around. So the big selling point of Topolino, two things. One, it's a signature restaurant, so like California Grill. And then number two, like California Grill, the views are amazing at night. So you can look out one side and you can see all throughout Epcot. So you're one side of the Topolino's restaurant faces the back of World Showcase. So and not only can you see all of World Showcase, but you can make out like the bell tower in Italy. You can make out like the individual architectural elements on that. You're that close to it. Yeah, really nice. Fantastic views for fireworks at night. There's also an outdoor patio area, which is fairly sizable, where if you wanted to grab a drink, there's seating there, and you can definitely watch the fireworks at night. I am told, just like California Grill, you need to have a reservation to get up into there. But if you do, it's a fantastic place to sit and watch the fireworks.
I was going to say, I wanted to call it Illuminations. And
yeah, exactly. Epcot Forever.
There you go.
So I had breakfast there. It's a character meal. It's a relatively small restaurant, so you get tons of time with the characters. So Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy all dressed up in their French/Italian finest. The breakfast was good. I wouldn't say that any of the food was spectacular, but it was also $41 for adults, which I think in terms of a character meal at a signature restaurant for Disney, $41 is a bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Right.
So then we, as soon as breakfast ended for me, my room was ready. And again, it's opening day, so no one was in my room before me. Of course, it have to be. So I had booked a 1-bedroom back in January, I think, when these things opened. But they had actually been upgraded to a 2-bedroom. And the reason why, not because they care that it's me booking it. I think what they did is nobody booked the 2 bedrooms and the 3 bedrooms because they're expensive. Like a 2-bedroom was $1,600 a night cash. Wow. Which is a lot. So I think what they did is they bumped the early bookers of the 1 bedrooms up to 2 and 3 bedrooms so they could sell more 1 bedrooms and studios. So basically they moved everybody up a category so they could sell the cheaper rooms. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think it was special treatment or anything like that. So I got to my room. It was a 2-bedroom dedicated. I think it's one of the best rooms Disney's done in a long time. So it carries on the sort of white marble with gray accent motif in the entryway. So as soon as you open the door, you're looking at the living room and through the kitchen. So here they've done that galley style kitchen that they've done in the newer resorts like Copper Creek, where you've got the appliances on one side of the kitchen, and you've got an open walkway area, and then you've got like the refrigerator and cabinetry on the other side of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So have you stayed at Saratoga Springs?
We stayed in a 1-bedroom at Saratoga Springs.
Okay. So you know at Saratoga Springs, they sort of got like a square area with cabinets around it that basically forms the border of the kitchen.
Right. Yes.
So where you're in the kitchen and you're not anywhere else. So here they're not doing that. It's the exact opposite. They basically opened up the entire area.
Okay.
So that it feels wider and more spacious. So this room, this 2-bedroom villa was like almost 1,250 square feet. It's big.
It is big.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they say it sleeps 10. So they've got 2 queen beds, a king-size bed, a fold-down bed, a bed that folds down from the wall, and then 2 trundle beds. I don't know that I would put 10 people in here. We had 4, and it was plenty big enough for 4. You could probably have 6 in there where everyone gets a regular bed. Absolutely no problem. Even if you want to throw in a couple of kids, call it 8 or whatever.
Right. Be comfortable.
Yeah. Excellent lighting. Lots of light coming in from the windows. The layout is really good. So in this 2-bedroom, you've got the main living area in the center. On the right-hand side as you're walking in is the master bedroom and bathroom. On the left-hand side is the other bedroom. But the interesting thing they have here, and I love this, so it's a 2-bedroom. It had 3 showers.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
So the master bath, obviously, was like a large marbled walk-in shower where if you needed to have like a 4-person meeting, you could legitimately have a 4-person meeting in the shower if you needed to, right?
Just in case.
And if you need a small conference room,
got to be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other bathroom, where the two queen beds were, had another almost identical bath to that. So rainforest shower heads in both of them, marble everywhere. They're using those soap dispenser units, those tube dispensers. You don't get individual toiletries anymore. Mm-hmm. I think that's an environmental thing for Disney, but I like it. I thought it was all very good. It's the same H2O products that they're using on the cruise line.
Okay, the pump bottles.
Pump bottles, yeah. Okay. So very good. I like the smell of those. I think they work well too. Like I like the feel of those. They feel clean when you're done. Like I said, plenty of light. Interestingly, so I stayed there for 2 nights in the 2-bedroom. The next night we were at a 2-bedroom Kidani, which with a Savannah view. And even though it was a Savannah view, we got to see animals and everything. Everybody in my group preferred the Riviera over Kidani.
Okay.
If that's a comparison for you.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is this: it's about 100 more points at the Riviera versus the Kidani. So like
for one night,
assuming for one per night.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's so these days if you're renting points, $18 a point is about what you're going to pay. So it's about $1,800 to $1,900 more per night at Riviera.
Wow.
I'm sorry, not per night. No, sorry, that's for a week.
A week. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So a couple $100 a night. For a couple of nights, I would say that Riviera is definitely a better deal than Kidani, right? So if I'm staying 2 or 3 nights, couple $100 a point a night, 150 to, it's more like $300 a night, right? Just under $300 a night. For a couple of nights, I would do Riviera. Mm-hmm. For a week, you're talking about basically everyone's park admission as the difference between Kidani and Riviera.
Yeah.
I would, if you've got the money.
Right.
If you've got the money for Riviera.
And you're going to concentrate on Epcot and the studios, why not?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. But it's hard to, would I recommend that everyone stay at Riviera instead of Kidani plus your park tickets? No, probably not. Right? That's. I would say that you'd have to think about that. But overall, fantastic resort. I went back to Topolino that night for dinner, and one of the interesting things was this: my all-time favorite server team in all of Walt Disney World is a married couple, and I won't give out their names because I don't want to identify them. But I met them at Victoria and Albert's. I later saw them at Tiffin's. So they stay sort of at high service places.
Right.
Well, they've come over to Topolino. So I was super excited to see them. There are a few other servers there from Grand Floridian, from Victoria and Albert's. They're at Topolino, which gives you an idea of how serious Disney's taking dining here. I thought in general the food was very good. Service obviously was excellent at Topolino for dinner. I don't know that it would make my top 5 Disney restaurants right now, but it's definitely in my top 10. Right. So somewhere between 6 and 10.
Well, for just opening, that's fantastic for a restaurant.
Yeah. And I went back the next night too, and sort of dined anonymously, and it was absolutely fine. Nice. Overall, great resort. I do have to mention though, Tim, the Tower Studio rooms. Have you seen these?
I've heard they're a little like Prowler trailer small.
Okay,
like tiny.
So let me give props to Disney for coming up with the idea of this. So the idea was these would be super small rooms for 2 people who weren't going to spend much time in the room.
Okay, that's a niche.
220 square feet, including the bathroom. Sleeps 2. And to get everything in the room into that size, there is no standard bed. The bed actually folds down from the wall, and it folds up when you're not using it during the day to give you room to walk around. That's how small the room is.
Wow.
Okay. Conceptually, I'm with you, Disney, on this. Friends of mine were staying in one of the rooms, tower rooms, and I went to visit them after dinner, so it was dark. So I walk into this room, and these are good friends of mine. So we're talking, we're catching up and everything. And like 30 seconds into the conversation, Tim, we all stopped. And the way I restarted the conversation was, this place is weird, right?
Is it me?
like this room makes me uncomfortable. Am I the only one with this vibe? And they look at me like, yeah, we could use getting out of here. So the room was actually so uncomfortable for 3 adults that one of them stood in the bathroom to talk.
Oh, wow.
Because like you have even when you're with friends, you've still got some like a personal space.
Yeah, you have your bubble.
Right. The room is so small that for 3 people, one person's bubble is actually in the bathroom. And the other problem is that the main problem is not that it's small though. The main problem is it's dark at night. So like, I mean, there are windows. There's plenty of windows in the room, but at night those windows are dark, right? And they've only got one main light fixture in the room, and it's centered in the middle of the room, and it doesn't do a great job of putting out light to the rest of the room. Like here, they would have done better with 4 canisters in the corners or something else.
Is that what I'm looking at in your blog article here? The picture with
that is an accurate representation of so I did it at touringplans.com/blog. I did a review of this room. The pictures that I took are an accurate representation of how dark that room is.
Wow.
It's not enhanced. I didn't try and spite. That is like, to my recollection, that is exactly how it looked.
Because there's nothing on the wall other than the TV emitting light either.
No, and the other thing is there's one side of the room, in this case the left side of the room, is taken up by floor-to-ceiling cabinets, and they're sort of a grayish color. And there's 2 strips of lighting at the top of the cabinets, but it's not nearly enough to offset the gray color and the darkness of the inside the other shelves when it's dark outside, right?
Right.
So when it's dark outside, there's no, and it was dark. And so it's funny. Can you read the photo captions that I put on all of those photos on my blog post?
I think so. Like under which one here? Do I see captions?
You can pick all of them because it's all the same.
Let's see. This Tower Studios made. Let's see. That's the entire living area.
No, is there a photo caption on it? It should say "All work and no play make Jack a dull boy."
Oh, let me see. Maybe I'm not in the right part now. No, I don't see it.
Oh, I thought I put it in. So maybe somebody edited it out. So my intent was, and I actually put this on the original version of it, was you've seen the movie The Shining, right?
Parts,
Shining?
Yes.
Okay, with Jack Nicholson. Okay, so in the beginning of the climactic part of the film, Jack Nicholson's wife realizes that instead of working on his novel, as he should have been working on his novel, he's actually going crazy staying in the hotel. And he manifests his craziness by typing over and over again on sheets of paper, "All work and no play make Jack a dull boy." So I wrote for every photo caption that I did for this room, "All work and no play make Jack a dull boy."
Over and over. Yeah, I didn't see that.
So I was talking to Jim Hill about this, and Jim is like, this is the kind of room where Stephen King would come over for inspiration. Like, hey, I'm writing a book about crazy hotels. Let me just see this room and do a couple of sketches so I can flesh out my story idea later on. It's that bad. Like, it's super uncomfortable hotel room. Everything else about the resort I like. I can even justify the high cost under a lot of circumstances. It's that good of a resort. These are the worst value hotel rooms in Walt Disney World. They're possibly the worst hotel rooms, period, in Walt Disney World. I would rather stay at a value resort by a wide margin than stay in these. And the other thing is these rooms start, Tim, at $377 a night, and they go up to $610 a night.
Wow.
Dude, you can see from the photos on my blog post, there is nothing in there that says $600 a night. I mean, there's just nothing there.
Nothing.
The most cheerful part of the room is actually the bathroom.
Is
like
I was going to say the bathroom looks beautiful with the marble in there.
Again, it's just like it's a regular sized bathroom with white marble, great lighting. Like if you could pull a chair up in there, if the room had a chair, you'd pull it up in the bathroom and you'd sit in there because it's the happiest place in the room.
Yeah, was that couch comfortable? Because it doesn't look like it'd be comfortable.
No, it's decidedly not comfortable. So the problem is, it's super super firm. It's almost like sitting on styrofoam. And the reason why it's so firm is that it's supporting the top part of the bed when the bed folds down from the wall.
Wow.
So it can't be smushy because you wouldn't have any support.
Gotcha.
I tried napping on it and was like, I might as well just stay awake.
Oh my. Did you hear about
overall though?
Just going to say, did you hear about the Murphy beds falling off the wall?
So I did. So I was there for a couple of nights. The morning of my second day, we went to breakfast. We came back, and there were these brand new made tags stuck up on the Murphy bed with painter's tape, blue painter's tape, that said, unfortunately, you can't use the trundle beds. There was apparently an accident the night before, so don't use them. And but to Disney's credit, they had said if you planned on using these, if you booked a room anticipating that everyone needed a bed and now they don't have one, call us and we'll make other arrangements for you. Basically, they'd move you up to the next size larger room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fair enough to Disney. And I'm sure a lot more will be said about whatever went on with the Murphy bed going on. But Disney handled it in retrospect or after the fact as best they could.
Right.
So fair enough.
Whenever I do anything with the bed, the first thing that you do is sit on it, you bounce a little bit, and you go, done.
Yeah, exactly. So so I'm not sure what happened here, but I'll be interested to see what the analysis is when it's done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like I said, overall, very good addition. It's going to be super popular with the new stuff that opens at Epcot next year. It'll be really popular for the 50th anniversary in 2021. If you've got the money, you've got the points, I would definitely recommend considering it.
Nice. Just not the Tower Studio.
Just not the Tower Studio. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Len, thank you very much. I enjoy you hearing about this. I always appreciate your take on these kind of things.
Oh, thanks for letting me do it, Tim. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Once again, Len, where can people find you?
So my website is touringplans.com. My email is len@touringplans.com. On social media, we are at Touring Plans, and you can find me on the Disney Dish podcast with Jim Hill at disneydish.bandcamp.com.
Awesome. And everyone, go look at Touring Plans. Join Touring Plans. It's fantastic. And I'll link to this blog article so everybody can see the tiny dark room.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Len, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Everybody go out there. Holidaython will continue and share the gateway to the magic. See you, everybody. Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.